Good morning, I'm Mr. Del Duca, and I'm going to be your instructor for this PPZ3C e-learning course. First, I want to thank you for taking the course. I hope that I'm able to offer you a good learning experience online. I'm making this video to show you how to navigate this website. And I'm just going to begin by showing you what I would consider to be one of the most critical parts, which is clicking on this house icon on the top left takes you to your home landing site. This is where you can find on the left-hand side courses that you are enrolled in currently. You might have just the one PPZ course. I've taught a bunch of other ones, so I have mine there as well. But I really want you to make sure you're able to get this Office 365 account linked. That's going to allow you to access some of the Microsoft files that I have linked through your lessons, and also allows you to drop your work directly from your Office 365 account into the Dropbox when you submit files. You could also set up Google Apps if you have a Google account. I think your Wellington CDSB account, the same one that you're using for Office, should work to set up your Google Apps as well. And by authorizing those, it allows you to access some of the files that I have linked through your lessons, and also makes dropping things from your into the Dropbox a little bit easier. Once you've selected the PPZ course, you can select it from this little waffle icon, or you could select it from the left-hand side of that previous page. But if you're watching this video, you've already been to our home page. So this is the home page. Again, the title's at the top. We have the email icon. This is what allows you to send emails to me. And it should have a little red dot on one of the corners if you have any new messages. Information about you here as a student, you can set up notifications to get text messages sent to you directly when I update the course. You can just walk through the notifications section there. If you have any questions about that specifically, I can answer them in a little bit more detail later, but I wanted to focus more on how to get through a daily lesson. So your work for the day is going to be posted in this section here. It says David's work for the day because that's my name. It'll have your name there when you log in. This link here will take you to a document that has all the lessons in order, cut and pasted from previous days. So because today is day one, I don't have anything posted in this document. I only have the title. And so tomorrow I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to paste it in here so that if whenever you log in, you want to go back and see what we did on previous days, you can click on this link and it'll take you to that document, which has the daily lessons in order with all the links active. So I have the day listed and the date as well. So today's day 1, July 4th, and down below is the content that I want you to complete for today. To start off with, I've asked you to do a Flipgrid, and you can figure this out. There's a password. You click on the green plus sign in order to create a new video, but basically that's a way for me to see your face, and you can sort of share a little bit more about yourself visually as opposed to just by text through a discussion online. I also have an activity feed at the bottom of the page down here, and for today I've listed that there's a virtual meeting. It's not mandatory, you don't have to attend, but at noon today I will be online for about a half an hour, just answering questions if you have any, saying hello, and again, just kind of trying to put a face to a name. You can see me, I can see you, and you can ask me questions if you want. The video I'm recording right now will be linked in here, and I'll do that frequently when I have videos for instruction purposes. I'll be linking them through YouTube onto the website. The course outline, just like any course outline for any course that you take in school, there's a little bit about our purpose is why we teach this course, and then most importantly, assessment and evaluation. I'm going to ask that you complete some reflections in this course. They aren't worth anything, but they may help contribute to parts of your culminating. So when I ask you to do the reflections, it's helpful if you do them during that lesson. Discussions, we're going to have 8 different discussion topics. I'm expecting that you're going to contribute 1 post to each topic and then 2 additional posts in response to someone else's posting. Assignments are 60%, so there are 5 assignments, 10% each, and then 1 test, which is worth 10% for a total of 60. And the culminating I'm going to talk about in more detail in another video. There's some guidelines here as well, how to be successful for e-learning. I'd like you to read through that too. So going back to our home page, the course outline is linked. I'm going to have links to lessons, which are basically all in the same template, the same format. And they kind of have this blue outline. You'll see it in a second here. By clicking this icon, it makes them full screen and it's easier to read. So I start off with learning goals, and then we have content, small amount for you to read, external links I'd like you to go to just to check out content at another website, some YouTube videos here, and then a link to a document. This document is going to be critical for your culminating assignment, but that's explained in the content here. At the bottom of a lesson, there's usually an assessment of some sort, and that links with the success criteria. So for lesson 1, I just want you to complete a discussion, and the link to the discussion is embedded here as well. So by going to going to the discussion, you'll see the questions that I want you to answer, and in all of our discussions, I'm going to post these guidelines, just rules of etiquette for posting online, using appropriate language and making sure that you are basically just not being mean. Going back to the home page and then scrolling down a little bit. So we have the lesson, which I've shown you based on that blue template. Wellness inventory is a document that's already embedded within the lesson in here. And the discussion, that link is already in here as well, but I've posted it in another location just in case. The fitness breaks. I do want you to take fitness breaks on a daily basis. And I know that this is an online phys ed course that's basically the health components without the physical activity. And although you're not going to be marked on this at all, I can't in good conscience teach a phys ed course without asking you to at least try to be physically active. It sucks sitting at a desk all day doing work for an online course and never getting up and going and running around. So I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of fitness activity, and nothing really hard. It's entirely voluntary, but I'm hoping you're going to take it upon yourself to try and be active this summer, at least for the next month. The culminating assignments here, I'm going to describe that in more detail in a separate video. And as I mentioned at the very bottom, we have this thing called an activity feed where I'm going to post links to virtual meeting or reminders or that sort of thing. On the right-hand side, as I mentioned, is the Flipgrid, and we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the Flipgrid as the posts come in. I guess you'll see who posted a video. And the last thing on this page is the calendar, and embedded within the calendar are important dates. And so although today is July 4th, we've got the meet and greet that I've posted already. The discussion is there as well. And embedded within this link, or within this calendar, is a link to the discussion as well. So there's lots of different ways that you can get to the important things you need to do for the course. Obviously, you only have to do these things once. So there's no need to click on this discussion and then go into this other discussion. It's all the same thing. When we have assignments, I'm going to post those through the calendar as well. For Dropbox, which I don't have a Dropbox posted up here, those will be linked within the lessons. So through your lesson, when we have assignments that need to be completed, there will be Dropboxes included at the very bottom under assessment. And so here, this link will take you to a discussion. It might say assignment number 1, and then Dropbox is here. And I will create a separate video describing how to appropriately submit assignments. If you have any questions about anything on the website, please email me. That's the fastest way to get a hold of me. I'll chat with you soon.